Good afternoon, and welcome to More Than Meets the Eye. I am your host, Blind Prime, and for today I have for you G.I. Joe Classified Target Exclusive Cobra Island Alvin Breaker Kibby with RAM Cycle. Here he is in all of his glory, and you are watching, of course, More Than Meets the Eye, a channel devoted to raising awareness for the blind through alternative means and methods. So please, if you wouldn't mind, do all the things below that everyone else asks you to do. And, well, let's start talking about this guy and all of his cool stuff. So, first off with the motorcycle, I would like to say that this came from a viewer of mine, Veek_L. Veek, thank you so much for this wonderful, wonderful Christmas present from a viewer. This marks the first time that a viewer that I don't know in real life, like a personal friend or acquaintance, has actually, given me something for my channel, and I really appreciate that. Like that was just amazing. So thank you so much, Veek. This is a first for me, and I'm just overcome with gratitude. I wasn't expecting that. I was making a joke on my video when I was like, if you want to get me a present, get me the RAM cycle. And Veek took me seriously, and well, he came through. Funny little bit about Veek_L is for some reason my voice assistant text reader on my phone it sounds like it's Beak-L. So I was thinking it was spelled Beakel, like, the beak, but in reverse. So it was Beak V. And I was like, that's so weird. So I got my roommate to look at it, and he was like, no, it's VEEK_L. And I was like, EL? He was like, no, L, the letter L. And oh, okay. Living in Florida, we get a lot of L's. El Taco, El Doro, L. No, just the single letters surprised me. I'm not used to that. So that was a funny little blind people problem moment for me when it came to figuring out this Veek's name. And I really appreciate it, and thank you so much. So let's talk about this cool motorcycle. I'll begin off by saying that I kind of like it better than the Cobra one. I do. I like it a lot better than the Cobra one, actually. The Cobra one's cool, and it comes with a lot of accessories and neat things, but this one just has the feel of military scout vehicle. Now, from what I've been able to understand, and this is mainly guesstimation, RAM stands for Reconnaissance and Assault Motorcycle. So, hence the giant Gatling gun and the fact that it's a small motorcycle. So, it's a reconnaissance vehicle. It comes with Alvin Breaker. He's the guy wearing the helmet. Helmets, guys. Look at this. G.I. Joe does not, it doesn't upset me again. Look at it comes through again with a helmet. And even better, this helmet is removable. You can just pull it right off his head. Come on. And then you get this really cool head with a nice head sculpt that he's got hair underneath there that looks like a lot of hair. And he's got a little bitty beard, and he's a little he's a little bit of a hairy guy. My roommate calls him the Chuck Norris of the group because he's like, he looks a lot like Chuck Norris. He is Corporal Alvin Breaker Kibby. Get the helmet on right. Sometimes this helmet doesn't go on correctly, and you gotta pick it back up, and you gotta move it back. But we'll talk about the helmet first. The helmet is a big rubber thing that has some antennas off to the side, and it's got a little bitty bar that goes around to the front of the mouth with a tiny little microphone on the end. The helmet also has these sunglasses, a visor on it that is released and pulled down. And man, I just appreciate so much whenever I get a helmet. I just like, yes, motorcycles are dangerous. Please set good examples by putting helmets on people who ride motorcycles. But Flint over here on the side is wearing a beret. That's not a helmet. He's riding the sidecar seat, so he already knows that he's in danger. I don't have that many Joes with helmets, I'll be honest. So Flint was the best option. He just seemed to fit better in that, since he's a sergeant, and this guy, Alvin, is a corporal. Alvin's actually the communications expert for the Joes, at least in the field. He can communicate with most everybody, and he even speaks 7 languages, which I was like, wow, that's pretty cool. The only negative to the Alvin figure, when in this motorcycle, just take him off. The only negative to this guy is he came with no personal weapons. Get your hand off. The motorcycle handles are actually very, very tight, very good. The Alvin Breaker figure here. Drive the motorcycle backwards just a minute. He's a pretty nice figure. He stands decently well. As soon as I unseat him from his seated position, and I gave him the little Uzi that comes with your Commando Snake Eyes. I got my Commando Snake Eyes in last week, and Alvin Breaker didn't have a weapon, and Commando Snake Eyes had more weapons than he could carry. I'll talk about that. I was a little upset by the fact that there weren't that many places to keep the weapons for the Commando Snake Eyes. I was hoping that they would do something like they did with the Cobra Infantry, but they did not. This guy is a little difficult to get standing because he is kind of top-heavy with that helmet. But if you get it right, you can actually stand him up pretty well. My suggestion to you is get a friend with a 3D printer to print off some of those little panels that you can plug under your Joes. That's the best option for this guy, but he stands pretty good. Let's get my, where are you at? Where are you at, Cobra Infantry? Here you are. All right, so here's Cobra Infantry. You know, we always at this channel like to keep our figures that we compare other figures to the same. And so here is the Cobra Infantry. And Cobra Infantry, stand up straight, soldier. Okay. No, not so straight that you fall over backwards. So we're gonna, with both of their helmets on, these guys are basically the same height. Yeah, I would say that they are the same height. I may be a little wrong on that, but without the helmet, Breaker's probably just a bit tiny, shorter than the Cobra Infantry. We'll move the Cobra Infantry away. Breaker also is made of some good high-quality plastics, but that's not, that's something that I've come to expect, and I will be upset when I don't find them. He's, of course, got the rubberized middle area that folds over and hides all the joints. He's got a vest on again, a flak vest. This one is a bit stiffer than normal vests, so it's really hard to get him in many locations. That is a negative on him. For a motorcycle figure, I thought they would give us a person who's a bit more flexible, maybe a person who didn't have a flak jacket. But yeah, that's what we got. So we'll move Breaker off to the side here. He's a really cool guy, and I really am glad that we got a communications expert, and also somebody who's a lighthearted individual who's always chewing bubblegum. All right, let's talk about this RAM cycle. Let's take the Flint off the side seat. Okay, so let's set Flint off over here. This RAM cycle's got a really cool feature on it. There is, when you get it out of the box, you'll notice that there's a little cut into the sidecar after you build the sidecar. And that little rectangular cutout that pops up just a bit is actually the perfect size for your G.I. Joe classified hands. And they'll fit into there. And then you can put the other hand to hold the handle of the Gatling gun that sits in there. And then that will stabilize them pretty well. I didn't attach Flint to the handle of the gun because I wanted to, take it off easy. Take him off easy. It's difficult to get their hands on that gun handle, and then almost impossible to get them off. They're really tight around that gun handle. Now, when you get your motorcycle in, it will not have the sidecar attached. You'll have to build it. So we will first look at the motorcycle. If you feel underneath the motorcycle, right behind the back wheel, or right in front of the back wheel, there is this little piece of plastic that you can fold up, and that's the kickstand. I didn't realize this thing had a kickstand until I saw a review, and boom, they were talking about it. So the kickstand's really nice. It does its job. It does the job of a kickstand. Unlike the kickstand for the Black Widow motorcycle, this one actually works pretty well. Paint tap-wise, I don't normally discuss paint, but my roommate did notice something that I wanted to mention to you guys. Apparently, they have a little American flag painted somewhere on here, and he's got perfect eyes. He's got perfect vision. It's nice having a roommate with perfect vision. But he looked at it and counted, and there's 50 stars on the tiny little flag. He was amazed by it. He didn't count them all. He did the little math to count how many are at the top and how many are on the side, and then did them, multiplied and came up with the solution. But I was like, whoa, they actually went that amount of detail with this? That's amazing. The sheer amount of detail these guys are putting in for this. So that was the part of the paint app I wanted to mention. The handrails, the handles do turn the wheel. That is a nice turn. It moves in in the directions you would expect. So that's cool. I really think it's neat that you can steer the motorcycle from the handlebars. That was a feature that not many motorcycle things do, and I think that's really cool. The handlebars are, of course, like the on the Cobra coil. They are on a ball joint, so these handles can move all around. They can spin in circles, they can move up, they can move down, they can move left, they can move right. That's pretty nice. Molding wise, this thing's got some great molding. You can feel these really nice pipes on the sides. These exhaust pipes are cool. The exhaust pipes are also pulling double feature for hiding some of the screw holes, and that's a really good bonus for anyone who's feeling around trying to find flaws. From what I understand, this motorcycle is all green, except with paint apps, and my roommate was going, "Oh, it's forest green." I went, No. It's military, so it's got to be military surplus green." At least that's what I call it. So we'll talk about how to build your sidecar. It's pretty simple, so we're just going to take it apart real quick. When you get your RAM cycle in, you will get this little sidecar bit that has two male pegs on one side that are really big, like transformer size pegs, and it will have a wheel. And then you'll get this cool chain gun where it actually spins. It's a spinning chain gun. That's cool. It's got a really long barrel, though. You can take that gun and you just kind of plug it in. What you do is you put the handle, if you feel towards the front of this, and the front will be the part that has a half circle cut out. You will find that above that half circle is a little slit in the plastic. And when you put your Gatling gun or chain gun in there, you want to make sure you slide that handle into that little section. Once done, you take the other half and you spin it around. Make sure you find the half circle bit. Put the half circle in front of the gun and line up the handle with the cut that's on the other side and just plug it in. And there you go. It's pretty simple. And then you have these two big pegs, and if you look or feel on the side of the motorcycle, you will find that there's one and there's two. There's two peg holes there. So you can just find them and plug them in. Boom, just like that. You get the RAM cycle all plugged in with its kickstand down to boot. Other than that, there are no weapons for the RAM cycle, and other than the helmet, Kibby Breaker comes with no accessories, not even a sidearm. I was a little upset that he doesn't come with a pistol sidearm with a holster, and may end up doing some kit bashing to give him one somehow. Let's do the last comparison before we head out. Here is the Cobra coil. To give you an idea, put the Cobra coil in the front, and it basically hides this, and it's a bigger motorcycle all around. This thing is big with wide flat tires, made for doing sand, and this is a big sand off-road motorcycle. But this motorcycle would most likely have a real hard time moving through rocks and difficult terrain. Like, this thing would have to find roads or sandbanks. Now we're just going to pull it away and reveal this one. We're going to slide the Cobra coil behind it, and we see that this motorcycle is thinner and it's lighter in scope. Like, it's actually the Cobra coil is a pretty heavy motorcycle. This thing's decently weighted, but it's definitely lighter than the Cobra coil. And you see that it's actually, shorter and thinner, so it can take and go around rock outcroppings and move up hills and steep embankments better than the Cobra coil can. So you see that, even though it's smaller and has less armaments, it still has its uses. At least that's what I'm assuming based on the designs. and military history and the utilization of these two types of machines. One is for big open flat grounds, the other one is to sneak around in the woods. Uh, I've talked your ears off long enough, guys. I hope that you've enjoyed this, and thank you once again to my subscriber Veek_L. I really appreciate this. This is just this RAM cycle is so cool. And for some reason, I was thinking it would be red. I don't know why I was thinking it'd be red, but it's all green. It's all good old military surplus army green. Uh, until next Prime, I am Blind Prime, and you've been watching More Than Meets the Eye. Please consider watching some of my other videos that I have on the channel. You may find something that intrigues you. Bye-bye for now.